guys, how are y'all doing? I'm really excited because I got something really cool to show you. If you saw like the title and thumbnail of this, it says this changes everything. And I want to show you guys how almost anyone, anywhere can grow some of their own greens and that like all year long. And I'm going to show you that a little bit later in the video. Right now I want to show you first, I'm excited about it. I've got more microgreens growing. Remember the last video I showed you and we had like amaranth and arugula and cress and different things growing. I harvested those, and just since the last time we had this video, you can check out, it was like a little over a week ago, I harvested, cleaned them out, planted them, and grew some more microgreens. So that's how fast you can keep growing microgreens and keep eating. And all of these were grown strictly indoors. This wasn't outside any, so you can see these. I'll bring you in for a close-up, so don't worry about it. All these were grown inside under Brad from Hidden Harvest Grow Lights, under his grow lights. So even if you don't have space for a garden outside, if you've got a little space, I've got a 36-inch rack by 18 inches. And just a little spot in there, and I grew these microgreens. So you can grow loads and loads of microgreens in your house if you've just got a little space somewhere. I want to show you these because my first pack that I came out, a lot of you all bought it, and I want to see pictures. So whoever bought the microgreens in the first one, my Facebook group is down below. Make sure you join the Facebook group and post pictures because we're over there and sharing what everybody's growing. And if you got any questions, we help each other out. You know, it's not just me in there with a bunch of strict rules. I want it to be like a safe place where people just go and have fun, share what they're growing. If you got questions, ask questions. If you just want to show off what you're doing, then just do that. We love everything. So if you bought any of these microgreens and you just started growing them too, I want to see what y'all are growing. The first one was like a big pack, and I got a little overzealous because I was like, oh, I want to try this, and I want people to taste this and this and this. And I made a big pack, and there was like 17 microgreens in it. And some people said that if I could make a smaller pack for them to just start and try. So I came up with a couple different variety packs. This one here is like a fun one. There's 6 in each one. This one's got sunflowers, pak choi, cress. Cress looks like chia. Pea shoots, corn shoots. Of course, the amaranth, you know, they're just a color and how easy it grows. It's just really cool. I love amaranth. I think it's kind of fun. But the pea shoots have little tendrils, and chefs everywhere love those. Corn shoots. If you never ate corn shoots, it's going to be a real surprise. You want to grow them completely in the dark. Don't let the leaves turn green. If they do, cut them off. They taste grassy and that. But the shoot, if you cut off the shoot and you bite into that, it's going to be like having a mouthful of sugar. You're going to realize where corn syrup comes from. So you can use that if you're making a juice. Instead of dumping a bunch of refined sugar into it, throw a couple of corn shoots in it. So that's like a fun pack. I got greens, cress, pak choi, kale, turnip, cabbage, kohlrabi, just like greens you see up here. And even though it's like red acre cabbage and purple Vienna kohlrabi, they still look green. Like this is the red acre cabbage right here. Look how beautiful that looks. And you can see the stems are red, but it still looks a little green. So I got it in the green package. Basically, those are the ones like I'm talking about, like making greens so that you can toss them in your smoothies and your spring rolls and soups and everything. So that's your green package. And the flavor one is like the mustard, the wasabi flavor ones we saw last week. Those are great. If you guys haven't tried that yet, you got to try that and eat it with sushi. Daikon is radish, fenugreek, arugula, spicy. Your basil, it tastes like cinnamon, and cilantro. I'm glad I'm one of the people who don't think cilantro tastes like soap. There's certain taste buds people have, and some people think it tastes like soap. I love cilantro, and if you love that in your Mexican dishes, you're going to love growing microgreens and just sprinkling on your tacos and burritos and that. It's great. But I got 3 different variety packs. Each one of these I'm selling for $9.99, and something, I didn't have something in there. I think I don't have beets. Yeah, there's no beets in there. So if you want to try beets, I didn't know where beets would fit in because flavor, there's not a whole lot of flavor. It's not green. It's just gross, but it looks fantastic. What is beets? Doesn't that look awesome? So if you want beets, let's see. When you order on Etsy, you can leave a message just leave me a message like I want beets, or give me the beets, something like that, and I'll take a, this is what our variety pack looks like. And I know I can find beets really quick. Cilantro, there you go. And I'll throw an extra packet of beets, you know, whatever your variety packs are. Just say I want beets, and I'll throw an extra one in there for you. So you try 6 or 7, depending on if you want the beets or not. I love them. So for $9.99, you get to try a whole bunch of different ones. If you go ahead and order like 1 or 2 of those, they might come out to like $3 or $4 or $5 a piece, you know, plus shipping for one. And you're going to get 6 or 7 different ones. So you're talking about like $35, $40 worth of microgreens just for $9.99. So if you want to try one of those different variety packs, $9.99, links down below. It's in my Etsy shop. Just go over there and check it out. And I'm real excited about it because I got a lot of feedback from it, and some people were saying that, you know, this is cool because there's different things like fenugreek or something, or kohlrabi. They don't know what kohlrabi is, that they would never try it, you know, because you have to order a big package, and then if they didn't like it, it'd go to waste. Now you can get a little sample of each one, so you can try a bunch of different things, see which ones are easy for you to grow, which ones you like the flavor of, and then go ahead and order more. And if you want to order in bulk, I've got True Leaf Market is where I'm getting all these fantastic seeds from. Their links down below too. It's my affiliate link. I get a small commission off of it, but I wouldn't recommend anything to you guys that I don't use myself. And their seeds are fantastic. The germination rate is great. If you're going to order in bulk, you're going to want to get it from them because, like I said, I've got a small place, and I can only store so much, and I don't want to, you know, start ordering bulk and become a seed distributor. I just want to give you guys a little sample, a little taste, because I know that once you try this, you're going to love it, because just besides the flavor and the nutrition and the appearance, you're going to find out that later on in this video, as soon as I get done wrapping it up here, I'm going to walk you around my yard, and I'm going to show you what we're growing. I want to show you how you can keep greens growing all year long, that almost anyone anywhere can grow some of their own food. And once you get this system down pat, that you'll just have a continuous harvest whenever you want it. And it's fantastic because you always grow microgreens, right? And you can go ahead and harvest these and eat these. And if you take a small portion of it and put it into a larger container, you can grow baby greens. And then you can let those grow into, you can harvest that if you want. Baby greens are expensive in the store. You can go ahead and start harvesting some of that, have enough so that some more grow into your more mature leaf lettuces. And once those start to mature and you start to harvest those, keep growing microgreens, keep these growing all the time, and then take some of these and harvest, clean out a couple of downspouts or whatever containers you have, and pull your microgreens out, pop some more in, and keep it going 1, 2, 3, 4, and just back to back, and you'll have a continuous harvest and a variety of different things that you can grow all the time. And once you get to doing that, you're just going to be hooked. So the little video, I'm going to show you what we got growing. It's going to be shaky. It's really bad because I'm not going to do any editing. It's going to be right from where I'm growing the microgreens. I'm going to go through my little workshop and right out into the garden and around the house. I might just speed it up around the house when I'm walking around it, but I want it to be one continuous shot, because if it's not, everybody can say, well, he shot that in one day, and he shot that in one day, and he grew that and shot that in one day, and just edited it. It's going to be one long shot from where I've got the microgreens and walking around to where everything's at. And you guys are going to see that I moved from a 300-acre farm. I worked as a farmhand on 300 acres, and I drove a tractor, and I could have tilled up acres, and I had all the room that I needed to grow all I wanted. But a couple of years ago, I moved to the city, and it's like 1/8 of an acre or something. It's really tiny. The house is less than 1,000 square feet, so I don't have a big space. And I want to show you guys how you can do urban farming. You can grow wherever you live. You don't have to be out in the country. You don't have to have a huge yard. And I'm going to show you with a little tiny place what I've got growing right now, and you can see how you can scale that up as much or as little as you want. If you just want to keep growing microgreens, that's fine. You can just do that, and that's awesome that you don't need, you know, a big outdoor garden. You can just get a couple of grow lights and just keep growing these over and over and over again. Every 7 to 10 days you get a harvest. And if that's all you want to do, that's fine. But with this other crack key growing system, and you find the right containers that work for you, you can keep taking some of these, harvest microgreens, eat those, take a little portion like this. It only takes a couple square inches to make, you know, 5, 10, 15 of those downspouts. So you go ahead and harvest them, eat them, plant some out, keep that going over and over, and you will always have some leafy greens around. So go ahead and check out this video now, and we'll walk around the garden. Like I said, don't make fun. You know, it's not edited, it's not pretty, and it's shaky. I'm just going to walk you around, and I want to show you what's growing, because you're just going to be astounded when you see that, and your brain starts thinking what you can do in your own house. All right, check it out. All right, here we go. No jump cuts from here. I'm going to show you what we got going on, starting with our microgreens. I'm just going to take a quick peek inside of there. So this is one of the most exciting parts, is when your stuff starts to sprout, right? Like nothing's happened yet, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes some life. So that's what you got going on. That was 3 days ago. So within a couple days you can have some sprouts. Within 7 to 10 days you'll be eating some microgreens. Alright, let's go outside. Told you it was going to be shaky. Here's my little workstation. It's a mess. I told you I wasn't going to clean up anything. That's why I bend the downspouts, but the microgreens, 7 to 10 days, you can have some like that. And then we're over here transplanting some of them into, sorry about the lights, stuff like that. I've got that covered with foil. That's going to be another video. But looky here. The last video you saw, the microgreens that we had on there, this is the microgreens. You know, all we did was set them in these downspouts, a little nutrient solution. Haven't done anything to this since we planted it out. You can see we've got cilantro, arugula, kale. Look at this cress. It's packed full of nutrients. Upland cress. Got our pak choy, and of course we've got tons of kale coming. So there you've got baby greens you can already eat. Or you can just let it grow a little bit longer. What we're going to do is just let these go as long as they can. I'm not refilling it. And we're going to see how long these go without any care. Haven't done anything to them yet. And from the window, you could have saw, and we've got more of them going up here. And this we can actually see from our window where the AC unit is. That's where the microgreens, you see a little silver tint in there. So from there we can look out here. We've got more amaranth going. This is the food grade NFT system. I told you guys like a year ago I was going to do a video on it. I think I'll go ahead and fill it up and get that started. But like I said, we've got a bunch of microgreens growing. Look at the moringa. So this is cool, right? Look at all that. And then from here, so you've got these baby greens, and then you let those go. Let's run around. Don't mind the mess. It's where the trash is. I gotta take trash out. But like I said, I wanted to show you guys all at once and prove to you everything's growing at one time. And it's even then you've got stuff to harvest. These are mature pak choy. So everything's growing at one time. Now we come over here. You saw the microgreens are growing, right? Now we come over here and we harvest these. The baby greens that are sitting on the table over there, we'll move some of those over here. And then when those microgreens, we'll eat some microgreens and we'll replant those containers. And you just keep doing this over and over and over again. And this is only about a month old. So within a month you can have microgreens, baby greens, and your full grown greens. And then just keep it going over and over and over again. Y'all get it? Alrighty. Mr. Kitty says hey. What's up, Mr. Kitty? I know. And this is why I don't have a downspout on the bottom because I knew he would come along. He's a neighbor cat. He's like a stray or something. I knew he'd come and rub his tail right along there, and I don't want his tail on my pak choy. So isn't that cool? You can see how we've got like microgreens growing. These guys are the ones that you've seen in that video, right? They had just started growing. It was just a couple days ago. These are growing in there. A few days later, they're up to this point where we can start to harvest them, and I can actually pull these guys out and start sticking those right in the downspouts. So these guys, within a week, ready to harvest. You can let them grow. You can let these guys go another week. The peas probably have to go about 3-4 more days before you start picking any of those. But you can start harvesting those. You can start planting them out, and then you can replant. And within 7 to 10 days, you're going to have another harvest of this, and you're going to have that stuff growing out. So isn't that fantastic? Almost anyone, anywhere can do this. You see what little space I'm using. And you can take that, like the ladder system, it's only 4 feet wide, and I've got like 5 different levels on it, and I can grow 100 to 200 different plants in there. You can take that 4-foot section, and if you've got longer wall, you can put 8, you can put 12 or 16 or whatever you want. So you can scale it up as big or as small as you want if you only want 1 or 2 different sections. So this is fantastic. I want you guys to get turned on to this because it's so easy. I'm not knocking a traditional garden. Traditional gardens are wonderful. I still got, herb garden out there, and I like digging in the soil, and I like growing, but you guys know there are limitations. We've got spring and fall, and when that season's over, we're sitting around waiting, for the winter to thaw and for spring to start again. And when summer comes, we're just like, oh, it's too hot to grow anything, and we're waiting for it to cool off. This way you can keep growing indoors if you want. You can plant these, keep them, partially in the shade. I grew a lot of stuff through the summer. If you watch some of my videos, if you do this, you don't have 1 or 2 growing seasons. You have a continuous season all the time. So you guys get turned on to it, and if you could do me one favor and just share this with everybody, if it's your friends or family, if you know people who have wanted to learn how to grow some of their own food and they don't have the time or energy or resources, that this is easy enough that almost anyone anywhere can do it. And I think that it's really important, because that's one of the messages that we share here, is that we only have a couple basic needs, right? Food, water, air. So air and water is one thing, but food, most of us, especially here in America, depend on someone else for all of our food. There's not a lot of people that grow any of their food out there. So if you can do that, it empowers us all. That's learning to take care of ourselves. That's learning to be a little bit more independent. Isn't it sad that we depend on someone else for like all of one of our basic needs, all of our food? So grow some of your own food, become more independent. It'll make you feel better. And I think that that's something that everyone in the world needs to do. We've kind of taken a wrong direction in the last couple of decades, and I'd like to start veering us back towards where we're a little more independent, and we're not just totally dependent on some kind of system where we have to go to work to make money, to go buy food, to live, and to make more energy to go work and make more money to go get food. That you can grow some of your own food and free up some of your time and feel more independent. So I think that's an important message for us to share. And once you guys get the feeling that, there's nothing else like it in the world. So share this with your friends and family if you could. And that's what we do here. That's how we live to inspire, and keep on growing. Catch you next time.